yes, and again, yes. I apologise for my pink face, but it is 3 points on the board. I've waited a while for this one, but we finally got another win in the Premier League. Yes, in case you didn't realise, Southampton 2, Fulham 0, and what an important game this was. The 3 points got from this game means that Fulham are still way back down in second bottom, I'm pretty sure, and we've actually gone out of the relegation zone. We're a point ahead of Cardiff, and wow, this is just fantastic, and I'm so happy. I'm going to give my brief opinions on the game like I normally do, but intermittently going to be sneezing because I've been eating, and there was a lot of pepper in my food, so I'm sorry. But yeah, we've lost, drawn, and then won. So kind of our form has kind of been improving, I guess. No, I'm completely wrong. I'm sorry. It's gone win, draw, loss. So our form's been getting worse. So we really had to win this game. Sorry, I'm such an idiot. Against Fulham side, who lost 3 of their last 4 games. So that was a big boost for us that they weren't in any fit state to be playing, because obviously when we played them last in the Premier League, they came back and beat us right at the end of the game, and it was a horrific game for us, and 3 points we really needed. But yeah, we're up now to 17th in the table. Cardiff are below us, but their goal difference is terrible. So even if they get a draw and stick around the same points as us for the rest of the season, then we're probably most likely going to stay up. And it'd be a shame if our season ends with us staying up on goal difference like we did last year, or the worst case scenario, we'd have stayed up on goal difference. I can't remember actually what happened last year, but it's brilliant. So yeah, let's actually go through the game. I'll be honest, it wasn't an amazing game in terms of the stuff that happened, but it was more the prevention of stuff that could have happened that really impressed me. So we started the game, and we kind of looked off, like we were going to press really early. We had Ryan Bertrand back in the squad, which was fantastic. I was so happy to see him back. And I thought we were going to be straight off the foot and pressing, but we did for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then suddenly Fulham came into it, and the commentators were saying Fulham never had a really big spell of being on the ball and created chances, which is half true, because yeah, they didn't create chances, but they did have a long period of staying on the ball and just passing it around us. Their fans were loving it. This was at 0-0, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, we get a corner, and Romeo, of all people, scores. The commentators weren't actually sure who scored that goal, because it took a really hefty deflection, and they were debating whether it came off a defender or off of Vestergaard, but I'm pretty sure it came off the keeper's hand, not off a defender. It definitely didn't come off Vestergaard. It'd be nice for Vestergaard to get a goal, but Romeo as well is someone who doesn't really pop up that often, so fantastic to see him score. Really happy for that. And then I was watching the game on a stream, and the stream died for about 15 minutes. And so I didn't actually see the second goal. I saw replays of it eventually, but James is always in the right place at the right time, working super hard. It was a good save by the keeper, but I don't know how James managed to get in front of the defender and get the rebound in, because he was fighting so hard. He's not a very big person. I guess this season he's really improved his physical game. He just loves to get in on stuff. So brilliant to see him get another goal. And yeah, but after that, like I say, it wasn't really the stuff that happened. It was us stopping things. In the second half, Fulham did have a couple of chances, some really good ones towards the end. I know that they started the half and Mitrovic probably should have scored, but then they hit the bar, like Babel hit the bar, and then they also hit the post, even though it was an offside chance. Like it still counts, and I was really worried that they were going to do something, but our defenders were insane today, and I'm trying to be impartial as much as I can. We only made one substitution. Normally we make a couple of defensive subs, but we didn't make any. We brought on Long for Austin, which was a great move, because Long looked actually really good running ragged, and we just needed that attacking pressure so they couldn't attack as much. But defensively, we had Yoshida back in the team, which I was so happy with. But we played we just played brilliantly, and we played our back 5 with our 2 wing backs, and I'm going to go through all the players and say what I thought they did well. So Gunn did have quite a quiet game, but every single ball that came his way, he held. He didn't have to make any tip around the post saves, or he didn't drop any chances. They were hit with a lot of power, a lot of dipping shots, but he managed to hold on to every single one, and I was really impressed with Gunn. I'm interested to see It's so weird with Saints because our keepers go, wow, and then just die. Like Forster was our player. I don't know if he was our player of the season, but he was insane, and then he just dived off into the deep end and never resurfaced. And McCarthy kind of did the same. He saved our season last season, but now he's kind of crap. So Gunn coming in and playing really well against Chelsea and today as well. It's interesting, and I like to see how long he lasts. Bednarek, possibly my favourite Southampton player, especially at the moment, was just always there and always where he needed to be. He looked fantastic. Yoshida coming back in, I love him. I honestly love Yoshida. I don't know what it is. There's not really much I could say about his game because he was quiet. He was quiet because you got Vestergaard and Bednarek basically winning their headers, but I think he was playing in the middle of the three centre backs, and he was just there and collecting the ball, being calm. He pushed forward a couple of times and kind of played some really good through passes to get moves going, and it was brilliant. Vestergaard, I don't really get Vestergaard because he's such a tall player. You kind of want him to be back all the time to like protect from crosses and stuff. He seems to be playing a sweeper role, if anything. He loves running forward. He loves just finding himself in wing positions and stuff, and it was fantastic. And I was really impressed with him today. Valerie always is going to make a mistake. He's a young player, but today he came into his own again, linking up with Ward-Prowse. When you've got Bertrand and Redmond on one side of the pitch, you're like, oh, that's our strong side. And for the most part of the game, it was where we focused our attention. But in the second half, we saw more of Valerie and Ward-Prowse, and it looked fantastic. He's using his pace, he's using his trickery. He got a couple of really good crosses in, low ones more than high ones. We don't really have a vertical threat in the box. But he played really well, and defensively he looked fantastic. He had to come up against Sessegnon towards the end of the game, and he just bullied him, essentially. He just kept him in his pocket. It was amazing. Ward-Prowse, what can I say? He scored again. Centre of the pitch, just everyone playing around him looked so strong, so fit and agile. Romeu had a fantastic game. He scored. He looked really solid, wasn't giving away too many fouls like he normally does. Højbjerg, kind of quiet today. I don't think he was amazing, like up to his full potential, but he was picking out really long balls, switching the play, and playing fantastically. Bertrand, good to see him come back in. He didn't really do loads, but in the first half, he seemed to be getting a lot of play. He kind of mucked up a free kick we had in a really good position, but I'm not going to go too harsh on him because it was very close in. They had like their entire team in the wall. Austin played a good game. When he was on, he looked strong, but I guess we needed the pace of the game towards the end. I'd like to see him get a goal. I just want to see our strikers getting goals because obviously we've got today our CDM Romeo and pretty much just a centre midfielder Ward-Prowse getting our 2 goals. And it's a shame that we're scoring most of our goals without our strikers' help. So I'd like to see them doing more. Like I say, when Long came on, he looked very, very dangerous, just running as he always does. So that's good. And Redmond, again, he kind of spurned a couple of opportunities by playing the wrong pass instead of. I love seeing Redmond take on players, even if it goes wrong. I think he went wrong a couple of times and then thought I should probably put this off for a bit, and he did, but it didn't really work in our favour. I'd love to see him doing more. He had a couple of chances to shoot from outside the area, and he was always trying to pick out players. I'd love to see him curl one in from 18 yards out. But overall, just a brilliant game, and I'm very, very impressed, and I'm looking forward to seeing where we go next. But like, there's always stuff with the game that you don't agree with, and a lot of people, I'm sure, will rip into the referee. But I think the referee had a brilliant game. We fouled quite a few times. They fouled quite a few times. There were a couple that I thought were given quite softly or should have been given and weren't given. But for the most part, I think he played a very fair game, and Fulham just weren't threatening enough, and it's a shame because I like some of their players. I like Mitrovic, I like, is it Kearney, and Sessegnon, so it's a shame. And Schürrle wasn't playing. I don't know why that was a thing. Is he injured? Not really sure. But yeah, it was a good game, and it's a shame for Fulham, but we need those 3 points, and we go again. Who are we playing against next? We are playing against Man United at Man United. I could have gotten tickets for this game because I'm going back to uni on. Oh no, I'm not. Oh, it's on Saturday, not on Sunday. Sorry, I thought it said Sunday. I was going to say because I'm travelling up to uni on Sunday. My uni goes to get to uni. We kind of go via Manchester-ish, so I could have gone to Manchester and gone to that game, but oh well. I don't think we'll get anything there. Then we've got Tottenham, but then we've got Brighton, who are on a massive slump at the moment. We need to win that one. That is at Brighton though, so that'll be interesting. And then we've got Liverpool, so not the best run of games, but if we get some points against Man United and Tottenham, then that's something, and we need to work on just shoring up our defence a little bit more in the big games and actually getting some chances. When we were playing against Arsenal, we got some really good chances, but we just didn't take them. Defensively, we looked okay, but we just got torn apart by some mistakes. Stevens not being in the side this week improved the team for me. I like Stevens a lot, but he does seem a bit of a liability, like Vestergaard was when he started the season. But maybe that's just him. He needs to get games, kind of like Yoshida. Yoshida looked a bit patchy last season where he didn't get in the team that much. But this season's looked a lot better, so maybe it's just playing. I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you guys on Saturday for a rundown of the Man United match, which I'm not expecting anything from, but you never know, because we drew against them 2-2 at St Mary's. You just can't predict these things. Although, I think Man United did win today. They won... How much did they win by? 3-1 against Crystal Palace. So, we'll see what happens, I guess. But, yeah, I'll see you guys next week. I've kind of rambled this one off a bit too far, but, yeah, really happy, and let me know your thoughts on the game in the comments. Bye!